Hello, welcome to Judy Manages MS. You're at my channel that is all about my journey with managing MS for 25 years. Today's episode, I have my friend Chris Stevenson. Met her at Toastmasters, and she has only had MS a few years, 3 years. Plus, she is 20 years younger than me.
Whatever. This is not a competition.
Chris, I am so glad you came to join me today because I have questions. I've always been curious about how other people learned their diagnosis because I don't know anybody else that I can ask other than you. I didn't get diagnosed for a long time, but what about you? How did you go about it?
Great question. So, took about a year to diagnose. My first symptoms were a blurriness in this right eye, and I was a runner. So I would get tingling in the tops of my legs that I couldn't explain. Talked to my doctor about it. He thought it was because I'm A woman of a certain age, and B, I had a stressful job and it's possibly a little anxiety. And C, do you remember the woman of a certain age part? Well, that kind of came up a lot. So finally, I woke up one morning in around about June 2021, and my legs just felt horrible. And from that point onwards, I went through all the MRIs, lumbar puncture, needles in the legs to test the nerves, and finally the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis.
Well, my journey was long like that, but I didn't have the leg issues. I just kept falling all over the place. But it's interesting to me, you told me you were 50 when you were diagnosed. I was 50 when I was diagnosed. I thought that was very interesting. Also, the issues. The issues you talked about were also the issues I thought about. I didn't even know what kind of a doctor to go to other than my gynecologist. So I started there.
So I think the journey for folks is that you'll have a conversation with your regular doctor, your PCP. The next may be, and for women, it might be a gynecological thing, but
most of my symptoms were related.
And it can be masked as that, but it's always a good idea to ask for a referral to a neurologist, especially if you suspect, if you have tingling in your extremities, if you have blurriness in your eyes, or some sort of sensation that's like a spider crawling down your face, if you are experiencing falls.
I think eyes are a big one for a lot of people. Do have the eye thing. I just had the falling asleep thing while I was driving, but the optical nerve was the one. I had an evoke potential, which didn't hurt, tested all the senses, and that's where the neurologist said that is probably it.
Yeah, I think in summary, for both of us, we had the similar symptoms.
We did.
Similar age range. And we approached it maybe in slightly different ways. I went through my regular doctor, then I went to my gynecologist, then it was a neurologist who did the final diagnosis. And for you,
and don't ignore the symptoms and don't take no for an answer, because they're pretty common for women, but if there's something wrong, there's something wrong.
You know what, Judy? I'm going to come back for another episode and we're going to talk about medical gaslighting.
Okay.
Because that's one of the reasons why it took my diagnosis so long. And ironically, all my doctors were male.
Mine too. Mine too.
Go figure.
Well, thank you for joining Judy Manages MS, and be sure to come in next time.